Dreaming of a Freaking Fairy Tale's 7th episode opens with the narrator revealing that J-Rim despises males who don't understand her. Right now, when the men attempt to talk sense into Chamin, J-Rim ties them. They come clean and say they were merely attempting to impart some wisdom to someone who was unattractive, such as J-Rim. J-Rim becomes furious and shaves their eyebrows, threatening to post it online if they pursue her once more. J-Rim breaks down in tears when she realizes that Chamin truly does care for her after they part ways. He apologizes for everything, and she cracks a joke about it being the price of being a femme fatale, which lightens the situation. He tells her that he is always ready for a kidnapping, and she is impressed that he discovered her. He constantly takes the umbrella around because it helped him escape when his nanny kidnapped him as a child. She thanks him for helping her and laughs that she is useless with an umbrella, let alone a mace. He lets her go even though his love for her grows and he wants to confess. Because she is beneath him, J-Rim thinks he likes her but isn't revealing his feelings. She's looking for someone to accept her. Regretfully, there is a fight when she gets home. The family now knows that J-Rim was hired by Dr. Gu to get close to Sujin. But he only wants to marry a doctor, and he has also been spotted making advances on other women. Wajin approaches J-Rim and labels her as conceited. By emphasizing that it is her fault for raising J-Rim incorrectly, Soa exacerbates the situation. J-Rim apologizes for attempting to be a member of their family, but she is offended and goes on another tangent. J-Rim leaves as Wajin hits her for being conceited. Chamin approaches Dan-A, who is feigning to issue the order to abduct in order to look menacing. However, if she crosses the boundary once more, he will end their relationship, thus it backfires. In the end, she snaps at her uncles. About J-Rim, she relocates to the town across, where she used to live. Everything is broken and unusable, and she spends the entire night freezing. She arrives late for work in the morning. Because she is concerned, Chamin requires self-defense training for every employee. Naturally, J-Rim chooses to eliminate him since she detests guys who play with her emotions. She pushes back to show what she has learned when he presses her to make a single move. They begin shoving and striking one another. When Do-Hong arrives and begins to speak glowingly about their studio date, Chamin becomes envious and leaves. Do-Hong informs J-Rim by himself that he likes her since she accepts him for who he is. He is still open to working on his next screenplay. Although Do-Hong appears to accept J-Rim, she is perplexed since she is unaware of his true intentions. While it's obvious that Chamin likes her, he is keeping it to himself. Chamin, meantime, believes Do-Hong and J-Rim are having a romantic relationship due to his hyperactive imagination. When he sees her, he advises her against dating greasy men like Do-Hong. She attempts to get his viewpoint on class, but he thinks it's ridiculous since she's not to blame for being impoverished. In fact, if Do-Hong has a classist mentality, he cautions against hanging around with him. She doesn't think Chamin is sincere, so she takes him home to see if he can pull through. They both begin to regret it, but because he has camping gear, they set up camp outside the home. As they converse, she admits that her stepfamily isn't all that horrible. Rather, J-Rim believes that she is a troublemaker, avaricious, and unskilled. She is comforted by Chamin, who says that she is simply a little child in need of love and that he hopes to take away the hateful lens from her. She comes to the realization that she rejected those who, like Soa, attempted to love her. Dan-A calls at that very moment, but Chamin doesn't answer. When he looks at her without her hateful lens, J-Rim realizes that his complex personal circumstances are the underlying reason he is avoiding her rather than their class. In another scene, Wajin chastises Dr. Gu for meddling in her family. He admits that J-Rim was the one who purchased it, which irritates her that he attempted to win them over with beef. She also received all the